Good morning everyone, and welcome to day 2. We are going to start finding a comfortable seat of your choice, and when you arrive there, come to close down the eyes. Find that lovely long line from the tailbone to the crown, and keep everything soft. Feel the root beneath you, keeping you grounded to your support. And take this time as we breathe in through the nose and out of the nose to tap into this awareness of how we are today. Coming to find one more full breath. And gently opening the eyes, bringing the hands behind the back of the head, keeping the elbows out nice and wide. We float our left elbow down towards the ground. Imagine like you're moving through 2 panes of glass, so we're keeping our heart lifting towards the sky. Breathing into the intercostal muscles on the right side, in between the ribs. Nice, and then come all the way back through center and over to the right. Take a gorgeous breath in here. And then make your way back and fold forwards, chin towards the chest, but keeping the elbows wide. Bringing the spine towards the back of our mat. And then lifting all the way up, gaze towards the sky, heart reaches up. One more breath here. Before coming all the way back, releasing the arms and bringing the right leg in front of the left now. So the shins come down towards the ground, keeping this length in our spine as we reach our hands all the way towards the sky. Soften through the elbows, soften through the shoulders. And then keeping this length, we'll start to walk the hands down to the ground and maybe a little bit further forwards. Keeping it soft and easy as we float our way over to the left and over to the right. Nice. Then make your way back to center, crossing the left leg in front of the right this time. Noticing how this side might feel different to the other. And then whenever you arrive, reaching for the sky, keeping everything soft but lengthening through all 4 sides of the torso before floating the hands down, and maybe we start to crawl a little bit further forwards. Hands float over to the right and then over to the left. And then making your way all the way back, lifting into a tabletop, moving your support to one side for now. In our tabletop, we'll tuck our toes under and start to sit back on the heels and reach the arms a little bit further out. And then sending the hips over towards the left side, making circles with the body all the way in one direction and then the other. Keeping these nice and slow today, just exaggerating your movement slightly as we rock back over the toes, opening through the feet and forwards over the wrists, and filling up all of the space in between, really working into the side body, getting the spine moving. Maybe the head and neck start to make gentle movements here too. And if you haven't already, send your circle now in the opposite direction. Notice the breath here. And then float your way back to center. Untuck the toes as we root down through the right palm. Lift the left hand all the way towards the sky. Find a reach as we open into a twist. And then thread your left hand through and under the bridge of the right arm, but finding a flow. We press down to rise up and release. Nice. One more time. Keeping the hips lifted, finding a couple of breaths here. Option to send the right hand around to the small of the back. We're keeping this soft, listening to where there's space. And on your next exhale, pressing the right hand down, left hand reaches all the way up. And then we start to release. Left hand floats forwards. Imagine we're shaking somebody's hand. Keeping our gaze down so our neck's long. We'll float the right leg out behind us, keeping the toes tucked and on the ground for now. And then if it's in our practice today, we might like to reach the right leg off the ground, keep sending away through the heel as we find a nice, sturdy, stable position, connecting to the strength in our center. Again, don't worry if we're wobbling like a washing machine, just breathe. And third option here is to curl the elbow towards the knee, rounding through the center. And then opening, nice, 2 more times. And then wherever we are, reaching away, meeting with the left arm forwards, right arm back for 1 breath. Before softening back to tabletop, curling the hips in one way and then the other way. Nice. Floating our way back to our neutral spine, we'll plant the left palm. Reach the right hand all the way towards the sky, open into a twist. And then thread it through and under the bridge of the left arm. 2 more times here. Find this softness, this fluidity as we twist and release. Nice. And on your third and final time, come to rest on the right ear. Option to bring the left hand to the small of the back. Take whatever support you need. And then pressing the left palm down, reaching the right hand all the way towards the sky. And softening, sending the right hand forward as we float the left leg back, toes tucked under. This is our first bus stop here. Remember where you are. Perhaps we start to lift the left leg off, keeping the pelvis level. Sending away through that left heel. Nice. And maybe we curl the knee towards the elbow in the center. And open. And 2 more times. Wherever you are, breathing deep. Nice. And then reaching away for 1 more breath together. Before softening down, everybody take the knees wide, big toes come to touch as we sit back on the heels, child's pose. Bring the forehead and chest towards the ground. And if the head doesn't touch the earth, you might like to find support underneath the forehead to lift the earth up to you. Find 1 more breath. Before rising back up, knees come to parallel as we tuck the toes under. Sit back on the heels and reach the arms out in front. Pressing down through the palms, we send the hips high, downward facing dog. Keep it soft. Bend the knees, maybe we pedal through the heels. Perhaps we wiggle through the hips, or even stay still. Check in with where you are now. Come to recognize where you are today in this posture. Nice. And then walking the feet forwards towards the hand, we meet in a fold. Feet hips distance apart, head and neck relaxed. And then inhaling, lifting up halfway. Your version of a flat back. Exhale to fold. Plant the palms, step both feet back, downward facing dog. And either staying in your down dog or doing this next little dance from all fours. So wherever we are, floating the left leg off the ground. It doesn't have to be really high, keeping the pelvis level. And then bending that left knee as we open the hip out to the left side. Nice. And then coming back to center, we'll step the left leg forwards, foot to the ground, bringing the back knee down. Everybody meeting in a low lunge, finding this nice wide stance between both of our legs, reaching the hands forwards and up towards the sky as we soften the shoulders. Spreading through the front toes, taking a breath in and out, framing the front foot, lifting onto any support if we need to bring the ground up to us, before rocking the left toes towards the face and coming back to bring the right hip over the right knee. So we're keeping a bend in our left knee here as we roll forwards and back. Nice. One more time. And then the next time you come forward, stay there. Turn the left toes out as we bring both hands to the center, finding our version of lizard pose. Now really be present with where you are today. Maybe we lift the hands onto as much support as we want to. Or maybe we come down to the ground. Always listening to where there's space. Finding a couple more breaths here. Before framing that front foot, left toes turn back forwards and making your way back, either downward facing dog or tabletop all fours, wherever you are, finding a breath and then reaching the right leg off the ground. Bending that right knee, opening the hip out. Then bringing yourself back to center, stepping the right foot all the way up and into your low lunge. Don't worry if you need to give the foot a helping hand to get up there. Take as much support as you need. We'll lift out of the front leg as we reach the hands forwards and up towards the sky. Keeping this length through all four sides of the torso. Taking one breath in. And as we exhale, framing the front foot and starting to rock the toes towards the face and shift back. Nice. Keep this soft. Keep some movement here as we ease into the hip space, to the hamstring, the calf. A lovely long spine. One more time, forwards and back. And then turning those right toes out, hands come to the center. We lift tall in our lizard pose. Finding one more breath. Before coming all the way back, framing the front foot. And this time everybody make your way to downward facing dog. Take your time to arrive there. Lift the hips high. Walking the feet forwards towards the hands. We'll come back into our forward fold, Uttanasana. And then inhale to lift up halfway, finding your flat back. Exhale, fold. Rooting down through all four corners of the feet, we'll rise up to standing. Reach for the sky, arms float high. Exhale, left hand forwards, right hand back, coming into a twist, keeping our hips facing forwards. Coming all the way back, arms reach and twist over to the left. Nice, and making your way back to center. One more breath here, reaching high. Hands come to the heart. And we close the eyes for one breath. Feel the support from the earth. Gently fluttering the eyes open. And taking our weight into our right leg. Spreading through the toes and pressing down through the heel to lift out of the right hip. As we start to lift our left leg off the ground. We might like to bring the toes to the earth, heel to the inside of the ankle, or maybe we lift a little higher. Maybe a little bit higher, wherever we are. Remember, not worrying ourselves too much with the shape. Really just checking in with the sensations we feel here. Finding any variation in the arms that resonates with us today. Recognizing the support from the earth for one more breath. Before releasing and stepping The left leg down, wiggling the hips, shaking it out, doing anything you need to here before floating in on the other side, shifting our weight over to the left leg. Finding our tree pose here, but growing our foundations from the ground up. Don't worry if we're wobbly. Don't worry if we fall. The ground is always there to catch you. Option to find any variation in the arms for our last couple of breaths here. And then releasing, slowly unraveling back to mountain pose. Hands come together at the heart center. Thank you with all my heart for joining me for day 2. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.